So she's known for Taxi and for starring in Broadway in Grease. We are with Marilou Henner, who is bringing a brand new show off Broadway. Marilou, it's kind of like a Taxi reunion right now in New York.
Oh my gosh, I know. I can't believe I can't be at the opening. It makes me sick, but yeah, it's great because we're rehearsing here and we'll all get to see it. And they're all going to come to see my show, and I'm going to see Danny, of course, and Lucy's show, and it's going to be so much fun. I mean, we are so current with one another. You know what? Seth Rudetsky, God bless him, he and James Woolsey, they started the Stars in the House.
Right.
And Taxi people, we were the first ones, which was so
Oh,
cool.
were you?
We were the very first ones to do it. And as a
Wow.
result, we did it and we said, we could do this all the time. So we've done 19 Zooms since that, not with Seth, with just ourselves. And we're always,
Wow.
my memory, I'm always going like, this was, 43 years ago, we did this. And 25 years ago, we did that. So we're all very current with each other, which is
Have
great.
you also run into Tony Danza? Because I see him everywhere at the moment.
Oh my gosh, he's always at Manny's on Sundays. He's always singing his little heart out. Yeah, sometimes when we have a Zoom on Sundays, he like brings us to the Manny's and sings a song, and everybody's like, "Oh, we can't hear everybody." But no, it's great. It's great. Love Tony.
Now, how did you get involved with Mad Women of the West?
Well, Caroline Aaron has been one of my best friends for years. She and I played sisters on Broadway in Social Security, directed by Mike Nichols. And she replaced Joanna Gleason. I replaced Marlo Thomas. And so we just bonded from that and always stayed close. We had our kids together. So her daughter, Sydney Foreman, who is a brilliant artist, and my son, Joey Lieberman, who's a brilliant comedian, comedy writer, international bridge player. They graduated together, so they went to the same high school. And she and I just always stayed close. So she did a show with Sandra Singlo called Mad Woman in the Volvo. And then when Sandra was putting this piece together and she described what she kind of wanted in a character, Caroline said, "You have to get Marilou because she's really right for the character." So I think people are going to just fall in love with these characters. And I keep saying, you mentioned Grease, and I always say that one of the reasons Grease has lasted so many years is everyone went to high school and everyone was one of those characters. And I think people, when they see our show, Mad Women of the West, they are going to think, "Oh, I'm a Zoe, I'm a Marilyn, I'm a Jules, I'm a Claudia." So I think that people will really relate to the specificity of the characters because, let's face it, God is in the details. So being so specific with 4 different types of women who are all friends, and we've known each other forever. I've actually known Melanie longer than I've known anyone because I did Grease, she did Godspell, and those 2 companies were very close.
It sounds almost like a Vanities grown up.
Yeah, that's right. It is because we were all in college together. And then what happened is they all stayed close. My character went off to find great fame and fortune, and she comes back into their lives on this Sunday brunch where it's I guess it's Sunday, maybe it's Saturday, a brunch, and it's Claudia's. It was Sunday originally, Claudia's birthday, and sort of I feel like my character is kind of the cat in the hat who comes in and sort of stirs things up. She's kind of like the swizzle stick and gets people to reveal things and just puts a new energy into the whole piece.
I know which character I'm going to relate to. um, you have been involved with this project since the beginning, correct?
Yes, we did our first Zoom in July of 2020. And Sandra would get all of us together on Zoom and we'd read certain sections that she would write and we'd try them on for size. And then she started to weave the monologues into a narrative. So yeah, at first I thought we were going to end up doing it on Zoom, but I'm so glad we're getting to do it in person. And because that's always better. But also, we did it here in Los Angeles. We were supposed to do it 5 weeks. We got extended another 4 weeks. And it was crazy. And then all of a sudden we're going to off Broadway, and who knows, maybe Broadway's next. People love this show. People love it. We had repeaters. So many people, like it's crazy. It's like the Mad women groupie love fest all the time. And it was people came from all over, like across the country to see us. And it was like so wonderful because it's so much fun to do. It's like a wild ride. You never know what's going to happen next. We elicit the audience. They sometimes talk back to us and we get them involved with different parts of the piece. And it's so much fun to do. And I'm so glad we're bringing it to New York.
What theater was it done in LA?
It was done at the Odyssey. Do you know the
Oh,
Odyssey?
yeah. Know it well.
Very intimate. Yeah. So
I did a show called Nightclub Cantata there.
Oh, really? We sold out like all the time. So I hope people go on to Telecharge and get their tickets because it's going to sell out fast, especially when people become more aware of where it is. And because we're only doing 4 performances a week right now, we're doing Saturday at 2, Saturday at 7, Sunday at 2, Monday at 7, because we're doing it at the Exeter's Temple. And so, of course, nothing happens on Friday except Temple.
Right.
Yeah, so it's great. I can't wait to see what it's like because it's like great that we're gonna do something in such an interesting space for this piece, So we'll
4
see.
shows a week. That's like the actor's dream.
Have
a life.
No, I know. I'm involved in so many other projects that it's great. I mean, this way I'll definitely get to see Danny's show and a lot of other theater. Yeah.
What kind of shows would you like to take on?
Oh, well, I love musicals. I'm a real musical freak. I love to sing.
Can we see you in musicals again?
Well, I was there 5 years ago and getting the band back together.
Right.
So hopefully, this is like getting my little toe wet into New York again, which is great. And a little gnarly dancer toe, I should say. But yeah, it's like I'll tell you a part that I think I would really have a lot of fun with because I have that kind of energy is Kimberly Akimbo. I think I would have such a blast with that part because
she's actually taking off sometime.
Yeah, well,
so maybe you can walk in.
Put the word out. Yeah.
Maybe you could do that at the same time while doing this show.
Probably I could. And I do my show, my one-woman show called Music and Memories. I've done it 4 times. It's 54 Below. I've done it all over the country. I did a 3-week sit down at Bucks County Playhouse, which was unbelievable. I love
that place.
I feel like I'm Celine Dion at Caesars, because rarely do you get to do a one-woman show for a sit down of 3 weeks, and I had dancers and they threw me around and I had to name drinks after my show. It's like, we're doing an intermission because we're selling drinks, but I love that theater. I did a Tale of the Allergist's Wife there with Marsha Mason. And then I did Vanya, Sonia, Masha, and Spike with Christopher Durang. So, and I'm on the board there. So they asked me to come in. So that was great.
Nice.
2 years ago. Yeah.
Can we see you doing the one-woman show while you're doing your other show?
So I'm trying to work out the right dates. It so much depends on my musical director, the brilliant Michael Orland, who spent 6 years on American Island.
Yes, love Michael.
American Idol. Probably felt like an island. American Idol. So yeah. So we're trying to work out some dates. Hope so.
Now, from what I understand, you have this amazing memory that you're really known for.
Yes. Sam. It's called Highly Superior Autobiographical Memory, HSAM. I even sing a song about it in my show. My brother's a brilliant lyricist, and he parodied lyricists, and he wrote a song about it so that I could just tell the audience right away how it all works.
Yeah. That must be so great when you're memorizing a show or memorizing music.
Yeah, it's really great, but that's more 2-dimensional, but it definitely helps. I've been tested for that as well. But it's funny, I used to, early on in my career, I would have all my lines down like in the first 2 rehearsals, and then I would try to do it the same way all the time. And I kept thinking, you know what, I'm cutting myself off from instincts of understanding like, oh, why am I saying this? Oh, what if you know what I'm saying? So it's like, it's really changed. Getting in touch with it all has really changed my approach to how I remember lines and everything. So yeah.
I have musical memory. Like I can go see a show and come out and sing all the music from the show, including the incidental.
Wow.
Does yours go to that level as well?
Highly superior musical memory. So it's HSAMM. Maybe that's
what. People are always like, well, how did you do that? And I'm like, I don't know.
Yeah. Yeah.
What's worse is if they've copied another song, I'll start to sing that.
Oh my gosh, you're like You're like your own, what is it called?
Geiger
Shazam.
counter.
Oh,
What would you like people to know about Mad Women of the West?
I think I want them to know that it's women, it's people, because we have a huge male audience too. It's people talking about the things people love to talk about, whether it's their children, their relationships, their significant others, their future, their past, sex for sure. I keep saying that talking about sex is like going to karaoke. Nobody wants to be the first one to do it. But then once they start, you can't get the microphone away from them, like in karaoke. So once
I
you
was actually going to ask you if they talk about sex, because women, we talk about it all the time.
Oh my gosh.
More than men.
For years, I taught classes online at marilou.com where I had 30 coaches teaching my program from my books, because I've written 10 books. And so we would get in there into the chat room, and within 10 minutes, no matter what we were talking about, we'd go right to sex, Yeah, for sure. It's like
the language that makes the world go round.
Absolutely. Oh my gosh. My husband, my third and final husband, I always talk say that he and I have, we have 5-show weekends, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, right. Sunday, 5-show weekends.
What would you like people to know about you the most?
Let's see. Probably, you mean like me as an actor, or me as a person? Or
what would you like people to know?
I think the filter through which I live my life is family, creating a family, no matter what group I'm with. I come from a big family. In fact, they're all coming for Christmas this year. It's a smaller group. It's only going to be 24 of us. Sometimes it's as many as 38. Wow. But some of them can't make it. But there's going to be 24 of us that descend upon New York for the holidays. I just sold to Hallmark, as a matter of fact, a Christmas movie about my family, because my family does a crazy Christmas. They do such a fabulous Christmas. It's unbelievable. So we're doing that. That's like, that's going to be like in March or April, but as soon as this strike is over. And so I think if you know me, I love family. That I love to connect with people. I have a lot of energy, whatever. I think probably that I will track things. Like, I will never forget that you and I did this on this day. And I was thinking about all my other November 2nds in my whole life. And, it's like, I think people would want to know, and there's something, I think people know that I'm very approachable. You can stop me on the street and I'll strike up a conversation with you. I think that comes from being the middle child of 6. I don't know.
You Aquarian?
Pardon me?
I said, are you Aquarian?
Oh, I'm Aries. Aries with a moon in Virgo and a rising sign in Aquarius. So maybe that's
the Aquarian.
My sister, who's an Aquarian, her daughters always say, Mom's the kind of person who will buy Christmas presents for people she pulls up next to at stoplights.
Yeah, that's an Aquarian trait. I am.
Aquarian. Yeah. Talkers too. Yeah.
One of my favorite questions to ask, and this question, the answer should change constantly. What song or cycle of songs describes who you are?
Oh, well, first of all, I was on the Tonight Show with Sting, and I really totally embarrassed myself. I was on May 13th, 1993. It was it was a Thursday. Anyway, and it was like a 13-year-old girl crawled through her TV set to meet her idol. So all the Sting songs, I've seen him a bunch of times. I totally embarrassed myself sitting next to him. You would think that the place a celebrity feels safe is on the Tonight Show couch, but he was. I really embarrassed myself, and I didn't care. So I would say like a series of songs from Sting albums, definitely, and just different periods of my life. Because of my memory, I can sometimes listen to a song on my iPad and or on my phone and walk, and I'll go through every day of the year, what I was doing on that from whatever album I'm listening to.
That sounds distracting.
Oh no, it's having the most organization you can possibly feel and understand. Yeah, it's great. It's a great feeling. I do this thing in my show where I have a fishbowl. I'm going to be in Vegas, by the way, the weekend of January 20th. I'll be in Las Vegas at the Smith Center, which is really cool. And I do this thing where I put like a little fishbowl or something in the lobby, and people write a date in. And during the show, I pull things out at random and tell them what day of the week it was, what I was doing on that day, what song was popular around that time, and I sing a couple bars of the song.
So. Cool. No, that sounds fun, actually.
It's fun. I love your cat back there. It's so cute.
Oh, that's Hamlet.
Hamlet, of course.
No, seriously, that's his name. When does Mad Women of the West open?
Okay, the first preview is November 11th. Mm-hmm. So that's going to be 2 shows that day, November 11th, Saturday. Oh, it's like so few days from now. So November 11th, we do 2 shows that day. We do one on the 12th, which is my son Joey's birthday. I'm so excited. And he lives in Brooklyn, so I'll definitely see him that night. Okay. And then the following weekend, we do 2 Saturday, 1 Sunday, 1 Monday.
You don't do the Monday that week?
We don't do a Monday on the 13th.
Okay.
We don't do a Monday. I guess the theater/temple had some other booking that night. So we don't do it that Monday. But then the following week, we do our 4 shows. And then we officially open December the 4th.
Well, so. I am looking forward to seeing this show. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you. These were great.
You're right. You are approachable.
Thank you. Well, you know what? I had my baby on national television, seriously. So I don't have.
Really?
No, my son Joey. This is what happened. My son Nick was born, and a month later, Dick Clark called me. I was in the process. I was doing my talk show at the time. And he said, I know you have hosting skills. You just had a baby. I want you to interview different celebrities who are either pregnant or just had a baby. So it was Marilou Henner, Roger Clinton and his wife, Kim Alexis, Annie Potts, and Anita Baker.
Wow.
And I called him a month later and I said, Dick, I didn't do this on purpose, but I'm pregnant again. So follow me throughout my whole pregnancy. So he did, they did. And, they went to all my jobs. They went to my amnio. We went to all kinds of things. And then 8 days before my due date, I was at Comic Relief on stage making jokes about, oh yeah, if you're not careful, this could turn into a Gallagher concert, So I was on stage at 12:30. I came home. I went to bed at 2, 3 at like 3:05. I woke up with a start. My water had broken. I called the documentary filmmaker. He put a lipstick camera in the car. I was like, oh yeah. Oh yeah. Oh man, Richard Lewis killed tonight. Blah, blah, blah. Right. So then I go to the hospital and I said, is my doctor here? And they went, no, he won't be here for a while. If you've got time. I was like, I don't think so. So now the documentary filmmaker can't get involved. So he got the camera posed on the door. And I'm like, oh my God, the baby's here. The baby's here. They literally threw me on the table. 2 pushes, my son Joey was out. It's in real time. You can see it on YouTube. It's called We're Having a Baby. Yes. My brother, who was parking the car, he walked in. I went, here's your godson. It's crazy. I went from a dead sleep to having a baby in my arms in 1 hour and 12 minutes.
Wow. That's insane.
Yeah. I always say
actually that should give hope to women that are pregnant that go through hours and hours of labor.
Yeah. I think, I who knows? I was ready to have a kid and so was my body, I guess. I always say there was no dairy because I've been off dairy since August 15th, 1979. It was a Wednesday. I say there was no dairy to hold me back. How I cheese pizzas like this, no dairy to hold me back. So,
wow. Thank you so much.